Right. So on this module, we are going to discuss about control access to the org. So it's about user access restriction and configuration. So let's go right into our Trailhead playground and practice the things that is talked about here. Let's go to our hands-on orgs. I'm going to launch my Playful Wolf for Admin Intermediate. Close that one. Now we are here. First things first, I want to create a new Salesforce user for a swimming instructor. So a swimming instructor is a person who teaches swimming lessons to kids in the Swim Kids program that we are using for this example. So to do that, as always, admins, you go to your gear icon here and go to Setup. So now on the Setup, before I create the user, the swimming instructor user, I want to create the swimming instructor profile first. So I want to create a profile, and then we can create the user and define the profile for the user to be the swimming instructor. Let's go ahead and do just that. So I'm going to go here and type profiles and create a new one. I'm going to click on here, profiles. We have the out-of-the-box Salesforce profiles. Here, we want to make a new one. So hit the new profile button. From an existing profile, I don't want from an existing profile. So let's just create from a standard user here. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to name the swimming instructor profile and hit save. So now we have the swimming instructor profile created. Okay, so if we view users, there will be no users because we have none. So you can create a new user from this button or from the setup again. If I go back to setup again and I type users, let's do it from here. Users on here, click on there, and I'm going to create a new user for the swimming instructor. Okay, let's name this, for example, first name is Allison Page. Okay. Red Cross Swim Kids program. Okay, let's just make it short and fast. Now the role, we don't have role yet. Okay, let's leave this none. We will talk about role on the next module. Let's see, if I go back here, you can see we will talk about role in roles. Here, a role hierarchy. So this module, we will talk about it. So for now, I'm going to leave this empty, but we will go back to here and discuss about this. So the user license is a Salesforce standard. So just Salesforce here. And the profile, I want to be the swimming instructor here, right? The one we just created. It is active. And I'm going to leave everything unchecked for now. So I will not confuse you with explanation that is not being discussed in the module, in the trail. So I'm going to leave everything as it is, maybe change the time zone to Pacific Standard Time, which is his Pacific Standard Time, and generate new password and notify user immediately. Sure, I'm just gonna hit save. And we have just created a new user called Allison Page, and she is a swimming instructor, right? and the user license is Salesforce. She has no role yet. Okay, so we just created a new user. So let's go back to the trail. So we have created a new user, which you saw how to create one. Now the user is active, right? You can also deactivate a user. Now a note, we cannot delete a user. Why? If you say, so the first time I am using Salesforce, I was wondering, why can't you delete a user? Because when users log in and they create records and things like that, all the records are being owned by the user. So it's all linked with the user. So if you delete a user, it will cut a lot of links in your Salesforce data, which will create a big mess. So you cannot delete a user, but you can deactivate it. What does deactivating it mean? So the user cannot log in anymore here. The user can't log in anymore if you deactivate it. So let's see how you can deactivate a user. So for example, Allison Page here is a swimming instructor, and then she quits. She has another appointment. Maybe she's doing university, or she got a job, a full-time job. So she has no time to give swimming lessons anymore. So you want to deactivate it. It's as simple as unchecking this active flag there. So if I edit Allison and I check, and it says deactivating users removes them from all delegated groups and sharing privileges. The following page prompts you to remove these users from any teams. You can still transfer these user records to an active user and view the user's name under Manage Users. Sure. So you can deactivate it and save, right? So now the user is inactive. So if you go to the list of users here, all users, you can still see Allison Page, but if you just choose active users, you don't see Allison Page anymore. So all users, Allison Page is there, okay? So that's how you deactivate a user. Okay, so we talked about that. Now password policy. So password policy, you can decide how you want to configure a password policy for your organization. Let's go back to the setup page here. And under setup, if you go password policies, here you can define all of these settings. User passwords expire in 90 days. So enforce password history. How many passwords remembered? You can set all these settings. Minimum password length, password complexity requirement. You can change that. So all of this is self-explanatory. So you can read and you can change the settings. So this is where you change your settings for password policy. And user password resets. Reset the password for specified user. So for example, you want to reset a password for a specified user. You just go here and you go to users. We've done this in the previous modules, right? Where we want to log into the phone on our Trailhead. We reset the password. So go to users and then you can check which user you want to reset. For example, Allison Page. And you just hit reset password. What happens if you hit the reset password? It will send a link to the user email address, which is this email address, and send a link for her to reset the password, just like you reset any other password on the internet. It's pretty much the same, okay? So that's user password reset. And login attempt and logout periods. This is if a user logged out due to many failed login attempts, you can unlock a person's access. You can unlock them and freeze them as well. So if you click on a user, for example, here, Allison Page, you can see you can reset password and you can freeze and unfreeze. Freeze means the user is frozen, like locked out, and then you can unfreeze it just like that. Pretty simple, right? Okay, go back here and customize the password settings, which we have discussed. So what is this? Whitelist trusted IP range for the org. So for example, you want to restrict where Salesforce users can log in from. For example, you want to restrict people can only log in from the office building, right? They cannot log in from anywhere else but from the office building. So usually if it's a corporate office, a business office, it has a static IP address. So what you do is you just go to Google and type, what is my IP? There you have it. So your public IP address is this, right? So this is, for example, your office IP address, and then you wanna restrict it. How do you do that? You go to network access and then select network access. Okay, so you go to network access from this setup here, network access, and trusted IP range. I can hit new. Okay, put my IP, which I have to copy first from here, and then put it there, and then put it there. So this IP is now trusted. Okay, I'm going to save this. So I can always log in from here. If I log in from here, it will not doubt that it is me who is logging in. If Salesforce ever doubt that it's the actual person that is logging in, they will prompt a pop-up and say, would you send you a verification code to your email address? Because they are not sure, is this you or somebody else is trying to log in as you, trying to hack your Salesforce account. So with this is your office or your home, so meaning it's always going to be trusted, all right? So that's the purpose. Now, this is the trusted one, but you can also restrict login access by IP address using profiles. The same thing. For example, you want to restrict swimming instructors. If they want to log into their Salesforce account, they have to be connected to the office Wi-Fi, or in this case, the swimming pool Wi-Fi. So the swimming instructor has to be inside the swimming pool facility. They have to be connected to the swimming pool Wi-Fi. Therefore, the IP address is detected, and then we can put the IP address on there. So let's put that into practice. Go here. If I change the profile here, and I go to my swimming instructor profile, where is my swimming instructor profile? I'm gonna hit S, swimming instructor profile, S here, and then I find it, swimming instructor profile. And here you can change the settings of the IP address, right? But I don't like the look of this. You can actually change how this looks. I think it's called, let me do that later, because that's gonna take you away from what we're talking about. So let's focus on login IP ranges here. You can set new. So the swimming instructor can only log in from this IP address. If they try to log in from an outside IP address, outside of the building, it will say you can't log in. You have to log in from there. So now all swimming instructors have to log in from that IP address, from the office building or the swimming pool building. That makes sense, right? Now, next, what else? Restrict login access by time. The same thing. If I go back to profile here, and I scroll all the way down, and it says login time or login hours, add it. For example, you can only log in from when the swimming pool opens, so maybe 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. from the swimming pool. Okay, you can't log in from or outside these hours. You can't log in to Salesforce because the swimming pool is not even open yet. Okay, it's not authorized. So I'm just gonna choose. That's wrong. Okay, I think you get the point. Let's save your time and let's just save this. This is just an example. Okay, I'm going to save this, right? And now it's saved. So restrict login access by time. That's pretty much it. So we've covered everything. Let's do the hands-on challenge. So the challenge requirement. Okay, that's fine. So create a new user with the following settings. Profile system administrator. User license is Salesforce. Must include, the new user must be inactive. Well, that's easy. Guest admin, okay? Username, okay. Let's do just that. So we want to create a new user again. And a new user, it has to be guest admin. So I'm just going to name it guest admin. And I'm going to leave Salesforce and leave the role blank, and profile is system administrator, and I don't want it to be active, or you can't uncheck it right now. I'm going to save this and then uncheck it, and then I'm going to edit this and uncheck this. Okay, and save. That's pretty much it. Say profile system administrator, user license is Salesforce, username must include guest admin somewhere in it, and then the new user must be inactive. So let's see, username is guest admin. Okay, we're ready to roll. Let's check the challenge. Bada bing, bada boom. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Boom. Come on. Trailhead. Move. Boom. I'll see you on the next module.